Hey folks, we are here in Salisbury, North Carolina at the Toy and Sports Card Show. This is my first time at this location for the show. I did Hickory a few weeks ago and I didn't do a vlog, but next time they have it there, I'll do one there. But this is at the State Fairgrounds in Salisbury, North Carolina. So we're going to see what they have today, and hopefully we'll score some good finds. Yeah, so let's go on in and check it out. Just want to show, this is put on by Inside Pitch Promotions. They do all the sports cars, toy, and comic shows in the area. So yeah, this is their traveling promotional event. Looks like pretty cool. Like the the comic books on there. That's cool. So yeah, Inside Pitch Promotions. So here's the show. Entering now. They just said they have a few new vendors. So we'll be happy to see them and see what they have to offer.
That brought in money. Well, they control this. They can do anything they want with it.
All kinds of great vintage toys here. With the Marks, G.I. Joe from Blake's. I was just there. Actually, I need to go do a show on or a video on him. So yeah, let's go see what they have. All kinds of goodies. Look at all this goodness here of Star Wars vintage, G.I. Joe vintage from the 80s. Of course, you got your He-Man here. So he's got a sword, shield, and everything. $60 for that one. So a lot of the Ninja Turtles, Voltron, Masters of the Universe. Love this Freddy Blassie here. That's pretty cool. And you got Odd Job. Well, I can't. He's actually. If you guys remember what his name is in the WWF, at the time it was WWF, he was a manager, Fujitsu. So, yeah, check all this out. There's little minis here, Cylon. You got the Clash of the Titans figures and Battlestar Galactica.
On Saturdays. Oh, I know.
These are pretty cool. Saw a guy with a video, had the whole collection. Those are pretty neat. I can't remember what they were called, but they're pretty cool. These are vintage classic G.I. Joes from the 60s and early 70s too. Got the Kung Fu grip, but you also have the different, you can tell by the hands, pretty much by the year, by the way the hands were designed. Of course, you went to the Kung Fu grip later. I've got a bunch of these at my house too. He's got a great collection of the G.I. Joes. Then of course here you have the Marks figures, which I had back in the early 70s, late 60s too. Still in the box. These are in great shape. You got a little splint there, but no big deal considering the age. Some of these are over, around 50 years old. So yeah, still good color. Yeah, Marks did a lot of great stuff. Of course, you get your bunch of vintage Star Wars collectors here too. Nice little collection here. I'm gonna make sure of both. Like these plastic, looks like the old 7-Eleven Coca-Cola product cups, like those. Most of the tables spreads are pretty much like this, where you kind of have to go over everything. So you've really got to look really carefully so you won't miss anything. Of course, you get a lot of Hot Wheel cars and dealers here selling the Matchbox and Hot Wheels. Pan up here. See more of the show. It's a small show, but a lot of good goodies on each table. I'm digging all these old Tonkas. I still have a few of those in my collection. Some of these old tin toys here are great. A lot of the tin toys back in the day were actually made in Japan. Very cool collection here. Very colorful. And I still have my Winnebago that I got back in the 70s. and actually it's in way better shape than these, but they're great for restoring too. They look pretty cool. They're very accurate as far as the Winnebagos go back in that time. I'm digging this Jake the Snake here with a double snake monster figures. That's pretty cool. I like that. I'm digging these Indiana Jones figures still in their blisters. That's very cool. I like that. Not seeing too many props, just a lot of miscellaneous action figures and sets.
This one here.
Picked up a couple things, so I will show you those at the end of the video. And you've got some marks here, and you got the accessory packs. Oh, these are awesome. These are very cool. I don't know, I'm just into the mark stuff too. I just had all this stuff when I was a kid. I like the Knight. I don't remember seeing that one. The Knight's very cool. Yeah, like that. Love these here. I got the Sam Cobra Marks figure and silver box there too, and then Captain Maddox. That's awesome. I used to have a ton of these growing up. And then he's got a bunch over here too. Like the Geronimo. He's got the Stony. Yeah, these are awesome. And of course, your ultra vintage G.I. Joe collection here. Love these figures. I've got a good collection myself. Yeah, these are awesome. They're in great shape. Looks like the thing is, a lot of them have their accessories still with them. Those are the hard things to find. Dig at that original Dr. Doolittle figure there. That is really cool. The new movie is out with Robert Downey Jr., but this is the one I remember growing up. That one is $45. And you've got tons of the sports cards here, collectors, autographs, memorabilia. Lots to choose from. And of course your Pops. Tons of Pops. Nice one right here. Hard one to find. Stan Lee. Very cool. And this is my friend Rick's booth here. He's a comic collector. He's got all kinds of NFL figures too on his table. But Rick is literally my neighbor. He's got a nice booth set up. Of course, we got the Imperial Troop Transport here. The original, $150. Of course, it's been reintroduced in The Mandalorian, and they have a new version coming out. But this was an awesome vehicle for your stormtroopers. Good times. And you got the Cloud City pod here. And of course, Jabba. Little plushy Flintstones. Gone with the Wind. And that's pretty cool, the old tin duck there. Like that a lot. Very cool tin airplane, supersonic jetliner. All in all, it's been a fun show. It's a small show. The big one is, and from what I heard, is in Greensboro, so we'll definitely do that. And Raleigh's got a show coming up as well, and we'll be there to check that out and see what they have. But again, this is a small show, so the video is not going to be that long on this, just because it's small. But I will show you what I picked up. Picked up a few things, and but it's been a lot of fun. And parking's free, and it's usually $5. They were just charging $4 to get in today. So yeah, and I will show you what I picked up. Okay, what I wanted to show you first I picked up at the show was a Mr. Bill Bendable from DJ Grossi. Awesome figure. It's from 2006. Great shape. Of course, I got a really good cheap price, so he's a great addition. Mr. Bill, I was a big fan of Mr. Bill back in the 70s. On Saturday Night Live. He's completely bendable, movable. Mr. Bill. Can't go wrong with Mr. Bill. I also picked up these two astronaut figures, Alan Bean and Pete Conrad from the Apollo 12 missions. It's from Bandy, and they're from 1998. Their helmets are removable as well. So let me show you what they look like without their helmets on. There they are, and I think there's like a set of 8 of them altogether. So Pete Conrad, Alan Bean from Apollo 12, really cool figures and a lot of detail. And I'm a big astronaut or NASA fan, so it was kind of cool seeing these guys. And I did look around the toy show to see if I could see and find more of these guys. So I'm going to try my best to get the others that go with this set. I also managed to pick up this Dr. Death Steve Williams figure. He's a hard figure to find. He's from the 1998 Jakks line of wrestling figures. I was a big fan of his. He's a great heel. Enjoyed watching him wrestle back in the day. But yeah, this is Dr. Death Steve Williams, cool action figure from Jakks. I also got this 2001 WWE action figure, Cactus Jack. Mick Foley, one of my favorite characters in the WWE. He also has different personas. This one's Cactus Jack. He's got Dude Love and also Mankind. I've got Dude Love also, Elite figure. I love Cactus Jack, awesome guy, awesome figure. Mick Foley's awesome. I read both his books that came out too. He also did a Christmas book too, which is one I need to find. I think Jerry the King Lawler did all the artwork in it as well. But yeah, that's from 2001. It's a Jakks figure, Cactus Jack. I also picked up the one of the ring wraiths. This is the Witch King, and got him really, a couple dollars. I got this guy. I collect a lot of the Lord of the Rings figures. This is from Toy Biz, probably around 2004, 2003, around there. But this is from Toy Biz, and this is the Witch King. He didn't have his dagger or sword with him, which I could probably find online, no problem there. But I picked him up for a couple bucks. I enjoy the figures from Toy Biz. This is from Lord of the Rings, the Witch King figure. While I was up there in Salisbury, after I left the toy show, I went by one of the flea markets by there, and there's a couple of dealers I love going to see, and they carried tons of the wrestling figures, and I managed to find these guys here. This is Macho Man Randy Savage by Jakks, some of the variations of him. So I managed to find these particular figures as well, and let me show you a couple other ones I've got too. Found these two variants of Rick Rude. Very cool figures. There's a few. I think there's 1 or 2 more different variants of Rick Rude in his different pants and boots. This is pretty cool. Let me show you this one here on the back. I love this one with the kissing butt right there. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, Rick Rude. Found Rick. Cool figure from Jakks. I also managed to pick up Bob Orton. Cowboy Bob Orton and Roddy Piper when they used to tag team years ago, and his nickname was Ace Bob Orton there, and then of course Roddy Piper. And I think he evidently had broken his arm, so I think that's supposed to be the cast on his arm. It's kind of painted on there. But again, these are from Jakks. Cool figures. They also have the kilt for Roddy Piper as well, which I need to pick that up and get that on as well. They were a great tag team back in the day, and we miss Roddy Piper. And yeah, Bob Orton, which is the dad of Randy Orton. So the wrestling dynasty continues. So yeah, cool little set there. So I found this great figure of Scott Hall as Razor Ramon, and I love the razor blades on his knee pads there. Great figure. And I love the little twirly in the front there on his hair. Great little addition to the figure. And the hair on his chest. Looks great. It's an awesome figure. And that's from Jakks as well. And I love the color combination that they put on with the pink. This was a fun find right here. It's the Bushwhackers. They were known as for a long time. But they were also known as the New Zealand Kiwis and the Sheep Herders. when they, I believe when they were WCW, and the Bushwhackers, then with WWF. I could be wrong. It could be the other way around. But yeah, Butch Miller and Luke Williams were awesome. I really enjoyed watching them as this tag team. They were fun to watch. They were hilarious. The things they did, licking their heads and all kinds of stuff to their opponents. Very cool. Yeah, the Bushwhackers were awesome. So yeah, that was Butch Miller and Luke Williams, also known as the Sheep Herders. And last but not least, Bret Hart. These were from the WWF Slammer figures. They came out in 1998. Great figure from Jakks. They had a whole series of them. But also, I think they did some for WCW. I can't remember. But this was the Slammers, is what they were called. Came with a cool card on the back end as well. Very cool figure. Bret Hart, I'm a huge fan of. I love the detail on this one too. All the Slammer figures are really cool collection of them. So they have a whole bunch of different Slammers that you can choose from for your collection. But yeah, I picked up the Bret Hart one. Again, I don't care if they're in the blister pack. They're just an addition to my collection of different wrestling figures. I'm only collecting certain ones, just ones that I enjoyed growing up with and seeing. This is back in probably all the way up to about 2004, around that period, 2005. But yeah, great figure, good times. I enjoyed the figures of the past. That's basically what I'm collecting. Don't go out and just collect them just to have them all. Collect what you enjoy. You know, kind of limit yourself. Don't go crazy buying all that. You have to have every figure. Budget yourself. Just watch what you buy. I mean, of course, buy what you want. I'm just saying, buy what you enjoy. Don't get it just to have it. You know, unless you're, of course, a dealer. But if you're a collector, collect the nostalgia of it. That's why I collect. I collect it because of the nostalgia, things I can remember growing up, and certain characters I really enjoyed. That's with anything, movie characters, TV characters, entertainers, you know, stuff like that, or certain characters from books and movies. But yeah, enjoy what you like. So it was a great time going to the toy show today, and had a blast. Also had fun stopping by the flea market. It's one of my favorite flea markets in the area in Salisbury. Two great little booths there. They actually expanded. They have a lot more stuff now. So they have toys and collectibles, all kinds of stuff at that flea market. Now my channel is not about collecting and toys. It's about all kinds of stuff I enjoy. So you might see a lot of things that you might like too. And so that's why I like to share the information. As you saw a couple videos ago, we went to the RV show. So it's like a mixture of different stuff that we like to do, and travel to different towns, beaches, you know, vacation, amusement park, stuff like that. So I like to share that with you as well. And I hope you guys will click the subscribe. Please subscribe. I'll have more content coming up. We're also going to do a trip soon. I'm planning on going up to Kings Mountain. Now, Kings Mountain's a cool national state park, and it's a pivotal part of the Revolutionary War. A huge battle happened there that changed the course of the war, and I'll have a lot of cool content for that coming up soon. We'll do a tour of the park, see the monument and the museum, and I hope you stay tuned for that. And we appreciate you guys who are subscribing and enjoying my content. More coming up. So yeah, collecting stuff, do it at your own pace, and do it for fun. Collect things that remind you of your past, like your childhood. That's what I like to do. Just things that I had when I was a kid and growing up, or even stuff from my favorite movies, stuff like that, TV shows. But yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Take care, and please subscribe. Bye.